Let me add a few words about geopolitics itself. The world is currently witnessing two major conflicts. These are often presented as matters of principle. We are told that the very future of the world order is at stake. Yet, the record shows how selectively and unevenly these principles have been applied. We, in India, have yet to see aggression on our territory vacated after so many decades. Equally, terrorism has been overlooked when convenient. In our own continent, international law has been disregarded with significant consequences. Even on a question like democracy and military rule, different standards have been applied to our neighbors in the East and our neighbor in the West. It is not my case that principles are dispensable or that we must be utterly into realpolitik. But the agenda can no longer be set by some, only to be observed by the rest. This applies to passing judgment on and interfering in the domestic politics of others as well. Today, there is much talk about the world order unraveling. The fact is that the consensus which underpinned it has done so well before. There are north-south contradictions as much as there is an east-west divide. In fact, even these broad characterizations are no longer tenable in an era of sharper nationalism. Both the economic and political logic of an earlier era needs refreshing. Much of the architecture will undoubtedly continue because we are too deeply invested in it. But some of it, certainly, perhaps aspects that are critical and sensitive, will be more nationally driven. We are truly entering a time of multipolarity and rebalancing. The sooner we come to terms with this reality, the better for all of us. Now, these are some of the questions that India and the European Union confront today. It is important that as we reflect on appropriate policies and responses, there is a quest for convergence as well as an honesty in conversations. We clearly have common interests and shared values. There may be some differences on priorities and specifics, but what binds us is a sentiment much stronger. At the end of the day, we are political democracies, pluralistic societies, and market economies. As we each take stock of the changes underway, it is likely that our meeting points will increase. Moreover, in a world that promises to be so volatile and so uncertain, a stronger India-EU relationship can be an important stabilizing factor. India is certainly cognizant of the greater strategic awakening of Europe in the last few years. That too can serve as a driver of deeper engagement. We already see that happening, for example, in closer defense and security and technology cooperation. The bottom line is that our India-EU, that is, our relationship is more important than ever before.